Mandar, are we live?
Yeah, you can start. You can start.
Okay. Uh, a very good evening, everyone. I, Kailash Loha, a board member of Sustain and Save, welcome you all to yet another Sustain Talks at By Sustain and Save. Sustain and Save is
Yeah, you
one-stop
can start.
solution on sustainability created by Indians for the world. For the world, we believe to move towards reverse logistics, focusing on waste to be used in a better way. Our knowledge and resource inspiration, which focuses on social impact, includes various sustainability initiatives and inspiring stories. Using our 3R principle of reinnovate, redefine, and being responsible, we aim to achieve affordable sustainability and circular economy. Started on 22nd April 2020, this Earth Day by Shroff sisters Pranati and Ankita, who are both entrepreneurs and completed the diploma from Swedish Institute in Responsible Leadership and Sustainable Businesses. Today we have a team of 400 plus young changemakers from across India, Singapore, UK, United States of America. In last 6 months, we have collaborated with many companies and government organizations through various e-panel discussion and awareness programs. Collaborated with companies like IKEA, Swedish government, CII IGBC, and onboarded about 50 plus companies in sustainability as our channel partners and 5 plus educational institutions. In the month of June and July, we focused on green products and services respectively. In August, we had ideators like Rajiv Kher for sanitation and Shubhendu Sharma for urban forests. The month of September was dedicated to understanding water management and coming up with innovative solutions and address the same. In October, we teamed up with Roor for Design Challenge to upskill Tetra Packs to innovate the product. In month of November, we were focusing on plastic segregation and successfully to collect and recycle 8 tons of plastic in Pune. And in month of December, we were focusing on fashion sustainability. Working on sustainability technology app, we have so far calculated 35,000 liters of water saved, 82 kg of waste segregated at source, and 1,722 kgs of CO2 emissions saved. Along with these basic parameters, we have worked on different projects focusing on various waste in the industry and are on mission to make waste as an asset, a wealth we shall soon value. Our topic for the month January is organic farming. Over to you, Ria.
Yes, thank you so much, Kailash. Hello and a warm welcome to everyone. 2020 has been a year of great learnings and a year where we've seen few waves of change in our lifestyles. The most important one being getting healthy and diet conscious. We've pledged, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. And along with other nutritional products, organic food is what we've shifted towards. So, as we move towards a healthy and sustainable lifestyle, we have with us today Mukta Chinswadkar, the founder of Biobasket. A rice research scholar from German University, Mukta founded this venture in February 2019 with the vision to provide real healthy food to the community and also help the farmers in getting proper pricing. BioBasket focuses on making farming a sustainable and a profitable business. From green leafy vegetables to seasonal fruits, they offer a huge variety of in house organic produce. So let's all welcome Ma'am and get to know more about her brand that envisions to conserve, create, and promote sustainability through organic farming across all the sectors. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ria, for the introduction.
So to begin with, you've been making some fresh green waves in the world of organic produce. But before we talk about your brand, let's go back in time and tell us how was the seed for this initiative sown and what made you connect with Mother Earth?
So for past 8 to 8.5 years, I was in Germany doing research, as you mentioned, in rice soil. First, I went for my master's and then for my PhD, and then I was working with a German company in the research. I had no plans of starting a farming business when I was back to India. I was back last year in February 2019. I wanted to take my research project forward actually in India. But then I explored a lot. I met a lot of company guys, the big fertilizer companies, and many people in the organic sector, in conventional farming sector, and in the agri business. And I realized that there is a large gap, or the let's talk about the reality that the state of agriculture research in our country is really miserable. So the farmer who is actually producing the vegetables and fruits is not at all aware of what's going on in the research world, or the research does not reach to the farmer. So I was like, why not directly start with the farming? Why not apply my knowledge directly in a manner that it reaches people? And why not give it a try? So I did not know where will the land come from, how will I start farming. I have always worked in a lab throughout my career in research, so I did not know how to grow vegetables, and I wanted to start from scratch because I wanted to know the whole process of how to grow the vegetables, and also how to make it reach to the customer, and how to give them food in its natural form. So that's how, with the very right intent, Biobasket started. And of course, my family was there to push me to do this, despite the conventional questions coming from the people. Oh, are you going to sell vegetables now? Are you going to do farming after all these years of research? And all those stereotypical questions coming from everyone. But yeah, with all of this, Biobasket started, then it's been a year and a half that I'm doing this now.
That's really amazing to know. That's good that you followed what you really wanted to, despite what people think and what people say. That's good. So currently, how many farmers are you associated? Are you working with?
Actually, Biobasket started with a project of mine at Bhor, basically. So a family friend offered a land to me near Bhor, where I started with Biobasket, and we were doing all the vegetables. We started growing vegetables there, but eventually, I realized that there is a need of starting a community farming, because one farm is never enough to produce 40 to 50 types of vegetables and fruits. So, with that intention in mind, we started with cooperative farming, and now we have about 20 to 25 farmers in and around Pune under Biobasket. Of course, my own farm is also there, but it is not often possible to find the balance between this manufacturing and then the whole supply chain model. So, yeah, the Biobasket family is growing. So now we are about 20 to 25 farmers.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so you must be knowing that along with organic farming, sustainable agriculture is also the buzzword today. So how do you work? How does the brand work towards making being profitable as well as being sustainable?
I think I always think when I got into this field, I always think what needs to be changed is people's perception towards farming. It can be the consumer, it can be the farmer, or it can be anyone involved in this whole chain. Because I think we are used to, like, even if we are used to buying like very expensive lifestyle related things, we are very particular in mind regarding the prices of vegetables and fruits. Even though we are going to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees on other products, we still want to buy coriander at rupees 20. We are not ready to spend more than that on that. So it's like people's mindset that needs to be changed, and that's where the sustainability comes from. You want farming to be sustainable, you have to think from an economical point of view, from the farmer's point of view as well. You cannot expect him to sell vegetables at the same conventional prices that you have been seeing past 10 years. The As the economy is fluctuating, or basically we are developing economy, so the prices of everything keeps on fluctuating, and that's how the vegetables and fruits, the prices are also going to go up. And that's where I thought that we need to work on a fixed price model. And what I try to do is, so it's been a year, we have not changed a single rupee of any of our product, even though during lockdown there were so many fluctuations in the conventional farming sector regarding the pricing of the vegetables. But we are trying very hard to give fixed prices to our customers as well as to our farmers. And I think that's where the balance between the sustainability and the how do you call the benefit to the farmer comes in. And that's where I want to focus more. And yeah, I think Biobasket is trying to do that.
As you spoke about the pricing, there's this, it takes me to the next question that, for a couple of years, we've been hearing this organic when it comes to the food labels. But also, as you said, there's a mindset around this that the cost significantly goes up when you see a tag like that. But how do you think that this can be changed, or anything you want to comment on that, like more to that?
I think yes, the pricing goes up, but there are definitely very honest reasons behind that. It is like when we, for example, when we want to buy a premium product in leather industry or something, or if the something like a brand called Prada or something like that, the pricing is up. People are not questioning why the pricing is up because they know that the manufacturing cost is more, the raw material used is more, and it's the similar story in organic farming. The cost is more because of several reasons, that the manufacturing cost for organic is definitely more than conventional. A task which can be performed by a chemical or a machine in 1 hour, I have to employ like 10 manual labor to do the same. And they have to do, for example, a weed cutting. It can be a simple task of weed cutting. I have to employ actually 10 people on 1 acre, and they have to do it over a period of 2 to 3 days to remove that weed manually. And it's just one small example, but there are several things that really hike up the cost related to organic farming. And it is, I wouldn't say that the prices go up. I think we are used to very cheap prices for the conventional produce. So giving 40 to 50 rupees more per kilogram should not be considered as pricing going significantly up, and it's just people's mindset that needs to be changed. The whole limitation of supply chain, demand supply in organic sector, the gap needs to be filled somewhere. The farmer has to earn some profit. If he's going to sell 10 rupees coriander to you, he's not going to earn any profit from there, because to gather one bunch of coriander, he has to spend at least 20 minutes to just gather one bunch of coriander, and this gap is never filled. The hard work that he puts in, the manufacturing cost that he puts in, and the price that he gets in the marketing, the whole market is never filled. So I think that's why the prices, they do go up, but there is a very honest justification to that.
Right. Okay. Right. So, as you were talking about the farmers, you work so closely with them. So, what is your take on their commitment towards sustainable and organic agriculture? Is it that they're doing it by choice, or what is it?
Right. So whatever I have explored, there is a lot I'm sure to explore for me as well. But the farmers that I came across, so there are many farmers who are doing organic farming. I wouldn't say they do it 100% honestly, because at the end of the day, for a farmer, just earning the maximum yield for that particular season is the main goal. So he's going to take whatever it takes to earn that yield in that particular season, because his bread and butter is completely dependent on that. So I think what I saw was that the group that I am working with, so they follow something called spiritual agriculture. So for them, hurting the soil with chemicals and fertilizers and all that, it is like creating a harm to the environment, to people, and yeah, to basically finding a balance between them with spirituality. So I struggle very hard to take in the farmers in Biobasket family that are really doing honest efforts to do organic farming. I don't believe in certification, because I have seen the process of certification and the loopholes that we have in our government system to get that certificate. So I think for me, it's important to know that I know the farm, I know the farmer myself, and I can have a say in what management practices they use, or the farming practices that they use on that farm. So I think there are farmers which are doing it very honestly, and the only limitation that they come across, every farmer who wants to do organic, is the marketing channel that they're getting. So if they are going to put in so much effort in doing organic farming, and they have to sell their vegetables for conventional prices, they don't want to do that, and of course they are very tempted to shift to conventional farming practices. So I think this is the gap I want to fill in. And I trust the farmers in Biobasket family, because we personally are looking after the managements of the farm that we take in. So that's how I think the trust relationship is working.
That's very interesting. And I know authenticity and actual organic food is something that we really want. So coming to the next question, could you tell us that how do we identify or how do we differentiate between conventional vegetables and organic vegetables?
Yeah, that's a question I come across very often. Actually, there is no like litmus test I can tell you that, okay, you guess your organic food this way or that way. But I think a simple solution to that is organic farming. It's not a product. I think it's a system that you need to believe in. So, for example, if you are at an organic farm, you have to find the ecosystem balance in there. You will see the bees, you will see the pests on the leaves, you will see all the holes, the caterpillars, the unwanted things or unwanted basically creatures in the farm itself. And that's how the organic farming system is defined. There has to be a whole biodiversity on that farm because you're not spraying any chemicals. If you're going to spray chemicals and if you are going to decide what microorganisms or what animals should be there on the farm, you're already destroying the balance of the nature and the whole environment. So I think if you find, I always tell my customers, in the beginning I used to get a lot of complaints from the customer if they find a caterpillar in the cauliflower. But my take on that is like, come on, there has to be a caterpillar in the cauliflower because it's a very common pest found in those cruciferous vegetables. So it has to be there. If you don't find that, then complain to me because that means we are spraying some chemicals on it. So I think that type of mindset is very necessary, because removing that caterpillar with just water and cleaning the vegetables as we always do at home, it's very easy than not seeing anything but having some invisible chemicals in there which cannot be removed by water. So I think that's the how do you say, awareness that one should get in his own mind, instead of asking for certifications or like how if there is any test to recognize if the produce is organic or not. I think it's more about getting the knowledge of the products that you're receiving.
That I think that's completely different mindset we need to have, I think. But yeah, that's really nice to know. So I'm sure you must be facing some difficulties or challenges in the part of from the farm to the doorstep process, because yours is a perishable product. So could you talk more about that?
Yeah, well, it can be completely a different interview just to tell the problems you come across when it comes to fresh vegetables and fruits. But I think the most important one is that people should be, as I said, that people should be aware of what they're talking when they want an organic produce. Like, for example, there are many factors. It can be the maintaining the freshness. Nowadays we see like a lot of produce which is not really in season but it's still there all around the year in the market, and that's coming from the cold storage. That's coming from months and months of cold storage, especially fruits. And I think it's important to know what's local, what's seasonal, and it is the audience that needs to be aware of this. It is the customer who should make themselves educational about what local varieties we have, which are the native varieties we have, which is the what is the seasonal food that we should eat, and what not we should eat in which season. And also the very important factor is that we should all get used to, I often talk about it, that we should all get used to the cosmetic imperfections related to the fresh produce. We are used to seeing very perfect shape vegetables and perfectly looking vegetables and fruits, and we often don't pick up the ones which are looking slightly ugly or weird shaped. I wouldn't call them ugly, but yeah, different shaped or weird shaped fruits and vegetables. And I think that's where the challenge is from. The very often the women come to pick up the vegetables. Just today morning we had an organic market in one of the areas in Pune, and yeah, the women were coming and checking the tomato shapes and checking the sizes and only picking the ones that they feel are the right shape or the bigger size or something, which you cannot really control in organic farming when there is a point to why we call it natural produce. And I think that's the biggest challenge, to convince people that natural food should be natural and that's how it should be consumed. So yeah, that's where we need to work.
Right, right. So according to you, what changes are required in the agri industry in terms of
Hello,
Hello. Yes, ma'am. I think Ria is a bad network.
connection problem?
I think she's facing a network issue.
Okay, no problem.
Just a minute. I will continue the question.
Yeah.
So yeah, according to you, what changes are required in agri industry in terms of sustainable and organic farming?
What changes? I think it is both from the customer point of view and the farmer point of view. I think if a farmer wants to continue with the organic farming practices, he or she also needs to be uh, following the right and ethical practices and being very honest with the farming practices that they are using if they want the right pricing for the same. And from the customer point of view, I think it's high time that we all get used to uh, a bit of how do you say the related pricing related to the organic produce. I think we are not selling the organic produce at a very like it's not, we are not charging any thousands of rupees for any fruit or vegetable, but it's just a difference of like 30 to 40 rupees for organic produce. And I think the customer should mainly get used to that type of change. And I think more or less you should know your close knit farming community. You should know your farmer better. You should try to reduce this carbon footprint that we have from farm to table. That instead of buying it from the distributors or aggregators, you should buy it from the farmer that you know, so that we can all reduce this big chain that we have till the produce reaches to our table. And the natural food that we eat every day should be eaten more consciously, knowing where it's coming from. I think that's very important. So that's one part of I think the whole industry that the change needs in. It's regarding the pricing and the reducing the supply chain footprint. I think that's where it should be worked upon.
Yes, ma'am. True. So over to you, Ria. Ria, unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sure that that will, if these changes are implemented, is going to bridge the gap that's there today in the agri industry. Okay, so what message would you like to give to the change makers and the viewers who are willing to contribute to this field?
Actually, the message that needs to be given is that as I said, that I think the food that we eat, especially the natural food, it should be eaten more consciously. And for that, we need to make whoever is willing to start farming, whoever is planning to start any sustainable lifestyle or organic lifestyle or anything. I think you just need to be aware where the source of food is coming from, or you need to realize that every step that you are taking, you are being responsible for harming the future generation, or you are making a step towards giving a better future to the generations that are coming in. So I think that's where the entrepreneur should work upon. Any business that you are starting with, any lifestyle change that you are making with, or anything new that you are coming up with, I think it's important that we think about environment, we think about future generations. I think that's the most important message I would like to give.
Yes, thank you for such a short, crisp, and very very good message that you've given to everyone. Now let's move to the rapid fire section. Basically, if you just answer in 2 to 3 words or very short, in fact. So the first one is the sacrifices that you've made for the brand.
Sacrifices. Actually, no, I haven't made any big sacrifices yet for building a brand. No compromise personally or professionally.
Okay. Okay. Your failures that you've experienced.
It's like seeing the glass half empty or yeah, half. I haven't seen, I wouldn't say that failures, but it's like everything till now was a stepping stone. I am learning every day from the mistakes or the failures that we are coming across. So I wouldn't call them failure because there are many in this business. So yeah.
Okay. Describe Biobasket in 3 words.
In 3 words. honest, uplifting, and of course, organic.
Wow. Okay. Define sustainability. What does it mean to you?
Sustainability is actually three things according to me. It's economy, it's society, and environment. And basically finding a balance between these three. And so it is eventually related to profit, people, and planet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. One sustainable brand that you'd like to collab with?
Oh, to collaborate with, I don't know, but definitely I would like to work with them because they have been the inspiration behind Biobasket, behind pushing me to do this and really start Biobasket. Is I think one in your series probably. It's Two Brothers Organic Farm. So I really look up to them and I really follow them. So yeah, one day maybe we would like to collaborate with them as well.
That's nice. Okay, so this brings us to the end of our session. We will now take some questions. If any change makers or any viewers want to ask, ma'am, please go forward.
So Ria, we don't have any question. You can conclude the session.
Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session, and thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us so much insights about organic